Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner, and this is MacVoices TV. Folks, we're on the road to Macworld iWorld 2012, talking to people who are going to be exhibiting, who are going to be speaking, who are going to be just attending and making the show what it is each and every year. This time, I'm happy to welcome some people you probably know, and if you don't, you should, the crew, or at least part of the crew from Smile Software. Miss Jean MacDonald. Jean, everybody knows you. Everybody loves you. It's great to have you back on MacVoices TV.
Thanks, Chuck. It's really great to be here again.
And her partner, or one of her partners in crime, Mr. Philip Goward. Philip, it's great to have you back. Thanks for being here. It's been a while.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, guys, we're just a couple weeks out. We all make this trek to San Francisco every year, or if we don't live in the Bay Area, which a lot of people do. And it just turns into something that I think goes beyond just a tech show. But for you all, it is still a business, and so it has to be a tech show. And I'm anxious to hear why you still think it's important to have a presence at a physical show like Macworld iWorld, as opposed to all the discussions we've heard over the last couple years about trade shows being dead and virtual. The virtual relationships are really where the future is. Jean, any comments on that?
Sure. Well, we really like to go to Macworld for a variety of reasons. One is that it's our chance to meet up with customers and media people, bloggers, podcasters, everybody who are enthusiasts for Smile products. It's good to have a chance to get feedback, both positive and helpful at the show in person. We also get to reconnect with a lot of our fellow developers and trade war stories, as it were, and help each other out as well. And that's an important part of it for us as well.
Philip, Jean just said Smile software product enthusiasts. And that's got to be a really good feeling to have enthusiasts for the products that you produce. Do you find that you get a lot of tech questions on the floor as one of the more technical people in Smile, or is it pretty much shaking hands and slapping backs and receiving accolades?
Sometimes we do. I mean, mostly people, when they're new to us, are wanting to know about the products and what they can do with them and how they can make them productive. So in that sense, there's regular questions, but real tech support questions, sometimes they come along and we usually send people to our support lines, which are much better able to handle the questions, because frankly, I'm not so close to the nitty-gritty of the products now that I'm the best person to answer them.
You think we should believe that?
Yeah.
Well, I know everybody's sort of dancing right now as to whether they have anything new to show, and I'm not going to put you on that spot. I am going to ask us, though, maybe to just take a quick walk through the catalog of Smile products and what you will be showing, so that people remember exactly what Smile produces, and they can stop by, they can talk to you about how they love the program, or maybe get some questions answered about what they can do with it, or even give you some feedback on features they might like to see. And I don't. It's hard to say that I have a favorite product, but I think I do with yours, and that's TextExpander, because I use TextExpander all day, every day. So, Jean, Philip, I'll let you. Whoever wants to dial into TextExpander a little.
Well, I will. We have TextExpander and also TextExpander Touch, which is our iOS version of TextExpander that runs on the iPhone and the iPad. And TextExpander, as you know, you use it to create a library of shortcuts for the things that you type all the time. And the more you use it, the more it becomes useful to you. You find new things to add to TextExpander so that you don't have to keep typing the same things over and over again. And as far as what might be new in TextExpander, we have added a few features, I have to think. Most recently, we put in some extra instructions in the help to show people how to use TextExpander in groups. So if you have a team and you want your team to share a group of snippets, it's actually not hard to do at all. And that's in the last release of TextExpander, we put that into the help files so that people could do that. We also added tweet my stats. I don't know if I call that a feature, but it's you'd be surprised how many people tweet their stats every day. TextExpander does keep track of all of the snippets that you expand, and it calculates how much time you saved based on what your approximate typing speed is and how many characters you saved every time you used a TextExpander snippet. People really like those stats, and so we did recently add tweet my stats to the stat window, and a lot of people have been showing off how much time they save with TextExpander on Twitter.
Philip, TextExpander, it's a great name because it conveys what it does, but it also does a little bit of a disservice because there's so much more that you can do with TextExpander than just expand text. And I'll ask you to just touch on a couple of those things because I think it's really important, especially for people that want to take the next step in their use of TextExpander. Yeah,
I mean, TextExpander is quite a bit more in that text is so fundamentally ingrained in whatever we do on a computer, unless you're an artist, perhaps. But even then, some of the things you can do are to create boilerplate paragraphs which say you're going to write a letter repeatedly to different people with just slightly different things in them. You can set that up in TextExpander so you can just fill out those different things and mail it off to each person and set it up for each person. So that can save you a ton of time versus how you would handle it regularly. And also you can script with TextExpander. So you can write a snippet to expand to text, which can vary every time you type it. I mean, that could be useful if you want to do a quote of a day and put that on your email or something like that. Or if you wanted to do different email signatures based on the context of what you're doing, it could do that automatically.
Okay, I hadn't thought about the email signature part. That makes perfect sense, and I think you just gave me a project for this evening. Any you think underutilized features of TextExpander?
Well, what Philip just mentioned, which we call our fill-in snippets, where you can have these fields for variable information, so you can customize the snippet as you expand it. So it can be like, dear blank, thank you for writing to us about blank. We'll send you blank at this blank date. That once people discover those fill-ins, they go crazy, like how much they love them. And that's one thing, when we demo TextExpander on the floor at Macworld, we'll definitely be showing that.
And that's another place I was going to go, Gene, is, it's one thing to sit there and just punch out reams of text out of a TextExpander snippet, but to do some of the control factors that you're able to do, those are always great demos, and I think they turn people's heads. Yeah.
I think the other thing that gets people excited is when they see some of the macro snippets, like where you can type, by default, we put this into TextExpander, like date. And when you type that, it expands to whatever today's date is. Or you could do a similar thing with time. And then also the snippets that use AppleScript, as Philip was talking about, there's AppleScript snippets for shortening URLs. Mm-hmm. And people like that a lot because it'll just take whatever URL you have on the clipboard and shorten it, send it to the shortening service of your choice and then insert the shortened URL into your email or tweet or whatever. And so, I think that's one of the things that you could learn about TextExpander. If we get to demo it for you at Macworld, you'll definitely see that.
The other big one, of course, is always PDFpen and PDFpen Pro. And my sense is that these are becoming more and more important as everyone moves more toward PDFs. And we could get into a discussion of the United States Postal Service, and we won't do that. But PDFs are really, they're so useful, and Apple's given us a lot of great tools within the OS, but they still don't compare to what you all give us with PDFpen and PDFpen Pro.
That's true. I think one of the biggest benefits of using PDFpen is really being able to turn around contracts, for example, where you can get a contract sent you by email, or even something which is sent you by fax if you still have one of those. And you can open it in PDFpen, you can just type on it directly, you can sign it directly, and you can send it right back. So it's really great for fast turnaround stuff that used to be done just on paper, and now it can be all electronically, and you have a copy of it, which is electronic, that you can keep forever, which is a pretty nice and sweet thing.
Yeah, and the OCR capabilities and all that. So I've had an interesting experience, though, at the office. There are times that we get PDFs that we can't print. Nothing else. I mean, you can open them, you can look at them, you can't do anything with them. And so when that happens, they always inevitably end up forwarding them to me. I open them up in PDFpen, and then I can do whatever I want with them. So I don't think all PDFs are created the same, and especially cross-platform, and that's just anecdotal evidence. I don't know, you probably know technically a lot more, but it just seems that I never have any trouble manipulating PDFs in PDFpen, and I do in other things.
It is true. PDFs are supposed to be completely cross-platform, and on the whole they are, and they do a really good job of it, but once in a while you get a PDF which is slightly wonky and works perfectly on one piece of software and not others. But it's pretty rare generally. And we do our best when we find those to make our product be able to handle them over the we have certainly focused some efforts on doing that over the years. So we're now pretty compatible with a lot of what I'll describe as wonky PDFs.
That's the technical term.
and I may send some people to you and ask how they keep consistently producing wonky PDFs, because I can think of a few that do. Oh, man.
Let me guess, they're on a particular scanner that's 20 years old.
I don't know, but it's quite possible. Something is strange about it, I tell you. So Gene, tell us about what you will be doing. I mean, obviously you're going to be demoing, exhibiting, meeting people. Anything else that we should be on the lookout for in the Smile booth?
Well, we are going to do something we did last year that was very popular called Meet the Podcasters, whereby for 1 hour each day at 2:00, there'll be, I think it's 2. I'm pretty sure it's 2, but it might be 3. We are going to have guest visitors from our favorite podcasts that we sponsor. Dave Hamilton and John Braun from Mac Geek Gab will be there on Thursday, I think. Adam Christensen on Friday, and Katie Floyd and David Sparks from Mac Power Users on Saturday. And it's a neat, setup, because their listeners could know that they'll be at that booth. That's a good time to buttonhole them with to say hi or have a question. Mm-hmm. And so it gives them a place to meet people that, they is right there on the show floor, and it's only for 1 hour. And then we get to meet the podcasters as well. Sorry about that. We get, our whole booth staff is there, and it's always a good opportunity, because they know that we do get lots of referrals, from the podcasts that we sponsor. And so that's the most unusual thing we're doing at the booth, besides demoing our products. And so that's, I would say that's it.
And Philip, you'll be manning the booth too?
A little bit, yes.
Good. Okay, so Gene's not going to have to do all the work.
No, I won't. We have the best booth staff now. We could pretty much, let them run it and go on vacation during
better
Macworld.
Than we are, really.
Yeah.
This is becoming a theme. Philip says, "Oh, the tech support staff is better than we are. Now the booth staff is better." Come on, guys.
They are. You know, one of the things you learn in business over the years is it's important to hire people smarter than you.
That's true.
That's well said. That's well said.
So that'll be a good. I will definitely. Philip will be at the booth some of the time, I'm the one who makes the schedule. So nobody's getting totally out of booth duty this year. But
sorry, Philip.
I know.
Last year I think I overdid it in terms of taking meetings away from the booth and didn't get to say hi to people who just dropped by the booth to say hi. So I'm putting more hours for me this year than I had last year, actually at the booth.
Good deal. One thing I do know about what you're doing at Macworld, iWorld is that you're not just going to have one place to come see you. You're going to have two, and that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, for the first time, we also have a station in the mobile pavilion, and we will be showing our new product there.
So you already have a mobile presence with TextExpander for the iPad and
we do
and all. But so people will be able to see that, and obviously there'll be a little something extra to see as well.
Absolutely. We always like to show more.
Great. Well, I'll make sure that I have the numbers in both for both booths in the show notes so people can come by. They can check out TextExpander and PDFpen and PDFpen Pro, and to see Philip, to see Gene, and to see their really terrific booth staff too. Guys, thank you.
Chuck, thank you so much.
Good, thank you, Chuck. Yes.
What were you going to say? I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
They're terrific and very good-looking booth staff. I'll give a plug for our people.
Okay, then you can come by and see the good-looking, efficient booth staff of Smile Software. Folks, we'll see you in San Francisco.
See you then.
See you then, Chuck.
Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. MacVoices TV is the talk of the Mac community, and we are on the road to Macworld iWorld 2012. We hope you'll join us for the rest of the shows and in San Francisco for the show. Until the next time, thanks for watching. MacVoices TV is part of the MacVoices group and a member of Mac Level 10.